Hello everyone. In this video I will show you my process of doing retopology for this character that I made based on the concept of one of the concept of Veronika Kozlova. Hope I didn't butcher the name. So yeah, I will share some insights on how to do the retopology, which might be helpful for you guys. And some things are general principles which can be applied in every software. A few of them are specific to this Topogun. Yeah, the software I'm using for this retopology and for in this video is Topogun. I choose I prefer using Topogun for retopology as of now because the tools are more tailored specifically to for retopology. So I'm a little comfortable and a little fast in doing retopology using Topogun. So no need for any hassle. You can do this in any software you like, Maya, Blender, whichever you are comfortable with. Go ahead. I choose Topogun. It is always a good practice to start the retopology around the eyes, following the eye curvature. But I have no idea why I started with the nose here. Anyway, the results are the same, but uh, it is generally preferable to start with the eyes, start around the eyes. I don't remember well, but I think because of the webbing I started around the nose. I needed some edges where the webbings end, so I think that is the reason. I'm not sure. So yeah, I started around start around the eyes, but here I start with the nose. So and then you can follow up to the bigger areas like cheeks, chin, all those areas you can follow. There is a very awesome tool in Topogun called the patch tool, which I always use. And for that, first we have to need to lay down some landmarks, like how I am doing right now. I just need to create some floating points and then I can bridge them. If it's very close by, I can bridge them like I'm doing here. I will show when I use the patch tool. It is really helpful, really saves a lot of time, and we don't need to estimate how these edges are going to connect there and all those stuff. So usually I will create some landmarks, right, like I do here. For the smaller areas, I'll just create the points and I'll just connect them using the bridge tool or manually connecting the points. I will explain when I start using the patch tool. So now I'm using the patch tool in the Topogun, which is a really awesome and powerful tools. That is one of the tools that is available in Topogun. It just works how it basically works is we have to define the borders, the edges of where these topologies have to end, and how many vertices that border should have. Based on that, Topogun will create all the inner edge loops, and we can make some adjustment. There are a few details that we have to keep in mind, that the number of points should be even or something like that. Otherwise it will create triangles, which are sometimes easy to fix and sometimes that might be the desired results. As you guys see now, we just have to create the borders and define the points. Then the Topogun will automatically start creating the inner topologies. Sometimes there is an option. So there is an option that we can continue from the existing borders. So I usually use that, and once the topology is created, we have to smooth it a little bit, and there we can create it by small divisions like I'm doing here. There are multiple different patches, and we can all of them are live till we commit, so it will be easy for us to estimate where the points are going to come, how the loops are going to look or be created, so that we can adjust them either later or while creating only. We can define the points and adjust the topology if we need. So from here, most of the process is repeating what we did. Create some landmark points, start drawing the borders using the patch tool, and then define the points so that we can have a even proper topologies. So this is steps I'm going to repeat for most of the retopology process, and every time we commit, we might have to smooth it a little bit so that there won't be any sharp or awkward angles. And Topogun don't have a proper symmetry option, so Most of the time I will create just the one part, and I will select all the middle points and the edges, and I will snap it to the 0, that is the exact center of the x-axis. And mostly I will export this one half to Blender, and then I will mirror everything in Blender, because Topogun don't have a proper mirror functioning as of now. Hopefully they will address this in the future, but this software don't get updates very often, so it is going to take a lot of time for all these issues to be addressed, because Topogun, the development for Topogun is very slow. Okay, anyway, here I started creating the loops around the mouth. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing this. We should have started. I usually start with eyes and mouth, but I don't know where my mind was when I'm doing this. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I will start creating the loops around the mouth, and I will try to connect them to the other patches like the chin, the neck, under the jaw. So once we connect all this, I can start doing the I can start creating the polys for the lips, but I'm not going to close the lips because I'm going to give a little bit gap. All the retopology process is going to be faster in Topogun, but it definitely not going to do all the things. So after creating the lips without closing, I will leave a small gap. I have to take it to Blender, and then I have to create a mouth back, so that when I start sculpting the lips, I will have some enough space to create all the lips detail for the lips. Like you see now, I'm not going to close the lips fully. One thing, it will merge. Topogun, there is sometimes it will automatically merge if the points are too close, so I'm leaving that much gap because I don't want it to be accidentally closed. So yes, now I'm just smoothing every places. And guys, just be mindful of all the supporting loops. If around the ears, around the eyes, and around the mouth, make sure the loops loop around. If you select edge, and if you try to select the edge ring, it should loop around the areas like the eye socket, mouth, or ears. So here, oh, now I'm doing the ear, which is the hardest part. No matter how many characters I do retopology for, ears are always it's a little complicated. It always seems like I'm doing it for the first time. So but thankfully there are not going to be too much deformation happening around the ear, so we can take a little freedom. We can take a little liberty on how these things are going to, how the loops are going to be there. So I'm just going to follow. I usually focus and I try to go around all the major landmarks. So I just try to create the loops around the major landmasses. So if there's any curvature, I'll just try to follow. Oh, what happened to my English? Okay, anyway, so another thing, areas where we are not going to have too much deformation, it is okay to have tries. So in ears I have few tries. I will try to make it quad as much as possible, but if we are not able to make quads, it is totally fine, guys, because ears are not going to have any deformation, and this is not going to be a final mesh. This retopology is going to be subdivided at least one more time. So anytime we have a mesh with a triangle and we subdivide, it will automatically create that tries will be resolved into quads automatically. If it's hard to visualize, just open Blender or Maya or any other software, create a mesh, cut it into triangles, and try to subdivide it. It will turn that single triangle into two quads. I think 2 quads, maybe 3, I'm not sure. I think most of the time it will be 2 quads. So yes. So the ears, I'm doing it as a separate retopo mesh, then I will take it to the original face, and then I will combine, because it is easy for me to visualize sometimes, because you can see the other patches around the face, they are grayed out a little bit, so it is easy for me to visualize. That's why I do this. So there's no specific purpose. And there is another option in Topogun for doing an automatic retopology. You just have to draw some curve lines, and the Topogun will automatically try to create auto retopo like ZD measure kind of. It actually works nice. I choose to do it because I was bored. So if there is a deadline or something like that, I would have chosen to do that, do the auto retopo for the ears, specifically ears. All the other parts I'm okay with, just the ears. And for the eyes, the webbing in the eyes, I just created the outer part, and I duplicated the outer part, pushed it inside, and I just bridged them in Blender. In Topogun it was not happening, so yes, I just went to Blender and fixed all the things. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you like it. If you want a specific dedicated tutorial for Topogun, let me know. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.